With the Marvel Cinematic Universe pumping out incredible superhero films, the one we can't wait for is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. The lovable misfit characters are coming back for a final battle against their greatest arch-nemesis. The film has brought about many fan theories, making connections with Thor Ragnarok and even Star Wars. Who created Rocket? And why may all the Guardians die in this final film? Watch this video until the end to find out all the thrilling fan theories that make perfect sense. New to Screen Rant? Give us a like if you like Guardians of the Galaxy as much as we do, and hit the subscribe button for more great videos like this.
Instead of returning you, Yondu kept you. I have no clue as to why.
Because I was a skinny little kid who could squeeze into places adults couldn't. It made it easier for thieving.
Yondu gave Peter powers. The gruff and tough Michael Rooker brings the blue Yondu to life, the adoptive father of Peter Quill. However, as you may know, Peter and Yondu have had, to put it lightly, a tumultuous relationship, going from ally to enemy and back to ally again. In Volume 2 of Guardians of the Galaxy, there is a hint that Yondu may be the reason Peter possesses the powers that he does. Peter's father is the almighty Ego, who possesses a large god complex and wants to take over the universe. One Reddit user, Dr. Argumental, made a fan theory that makes perfect sense. He states that celestial powers don't develop until puberty, so by Yondu saving Peter, he allowed him to fully develop to become who we know him as today. This also means that Yondu was delivering the children too soon to Ego, and they were being killed too early. By Yondu saving Peter, he also made Ego realize this miracle from Earth must be his son.
Well, I didn't ask to get made! I didn't ask to be torn apart and put back together over and over and turned into some little monster!
Rocket, no one's calling you a monster.
He called me vermin!
Thanos is Rocket's creator. Behind every superhero movie, there's a dark beginning. For the character of Rocket, it's no different. Thanos is the evil father of Nebula and Gamora. He's known as a mad titan, and his only desire in life is to retrieve the Infinity Stones for his own use. In Volume 2, Nebula confides in Gamora about how she felt over the torture received from their father. Thanos would make the two sisters fight. Each time Nebula lost, he would reconstruct her painfully. Sounds eerily similar to Rocket's story of abuse. It is theorized that perhaps Thanos is also Rocket's creator, or shall we say, Rocket's abuser. James Gunn admitted in a tweet that there is a clue as to who Rocket's father is in Volume 2, and we're certain it will be revealed in Volume 3. Gunn also said the Guardians films are about a group of abused children learning to heal and become a family. So perhaps that's a hint that it's Rocket's father who was his vicious and heartless creator. Who do you think Rocket's creator is?
Oh, what the hell? I don't got that long a lifespan anyway. Now I'm standing. You all happy? Bunch of jackasses standing in a circle.
Death to Guardians. The Guardians of the Galaxy franchise are some of Marvel's most successful and crowd-pleasing superhero movies to date. The perfect cast brings the characters to life, and we'd be sad to see them go. However, one fan has a crazy theory that at the end of Volume 3, our beloved group of Guardians will die. James Gunn, the director of all the Guardians movies, said that with the last 2 volumes of the franchise, he's setting up the following 10 or 20 years of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Gunn says, "We're going to be setting up new characters. It will be the last movie of this version of the Guardians of the Galaxy." This wild guess states that the Guardians will die in either Infinity War, Avengers 4, or Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. No matter which it is, impending doom is on the horizon for fans. Sounds like this fan theory is almost confirmed by the mouth of the director.
I say that if you are about to go through a doorway that's too low, your antenna will feel this and keep you from being decapitated.
There are not for feeling doorways.
Mantis's family ties. Our beloved and adorable Mantis has a heartbreaking history as well as a challenging way to live life as an empath. We find out in Volume 2 that Mantis was discovered by Ego in her larval stage and that he essentially rescued her. However, this fan theory has darker origins for the gentle creature. What if Mantis was actually Ego's daughter? It is pretty likely, seeing as the Maniac's only goal is to impregnate enough women in the attempt to have a perfect child, who will then help him take over the universe. If this is true, that makes Star-Lord Mantis' brother. Reddit user JMH1982 says that it is a possibility that Ego kept her around as a sort of battery pack. With Mantis' strong empath abilities, he was able to recharge himself by using her.
More powerful, more beautiful, more capable of destroying the Guardians of the Galaxy.
I think I shall call him Adam.
Ayesha's weapon. This one almost seems like it was handed to us at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, when Ayesha utters something about Adam and a project. At the end of Volume 2, the livid High Priestess Ayesha vows her devoted vengeance against the Guardians. She even says the words, "I shall call him Adam." Could she be speaking about Adam Warlock, an artificially created human? When we see a golden incubator egg at the end of Volume 2, it could definitely be Adam inside. For years, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has teased having Adam Warlock brought into the films. Maybe Volume 3 is finally it. The theory states that Adam could potentially be one of the main villains of Volume 3, who was brought to life by the Priestess Ayesha, potentially for her own use. Since he is related to the Soul Stone, it is very possible he will be present, and after the Guardians by Ayesha's orders. But who knows? Maybe he'll come to his senses and switch sides. What do you think?
See you around, kid.
Star Wars meets the Guardians? Maybe dreams really do come true. Just the idea of Luke Skywalker appearing in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 makes us giddy. This theory was actually put into motion by an enthusiastic fan himself. The fan tweeted James Gunn, asking if the iconic actor Mark Hamill, known for playing Luke Skywalker in the Star Wars films, would be appearing in Volume 3. We're sure to the fans' surprise, Gunn tweeted back that Mark lives next door and they'll have a chat about it. Imagine being the person who got Mark Hamill in Guardians of the Galaxy. Hamill saw the tweet and said to Gunn, "I would be happy to do so." Hamill talked to Entertainment Tonight, making it sound positive, but giving away no hints. Maybe he'll be a Ravager or an alien of some sort. No matter who he plays, we want this theory to be true. At least Hamill will be used to the whole galaxy thing. Star Wars and beyond for Hamill.
Has anyone here fought the Grand Master's champion?
Doug has? Doug! Oh no, Doug's dead. That's right, everyone who fights the Grand Master's champion perishes.
Drax equals Doug. Drax is the fun-loving meathead we all can't get enough of. Fans have made a link between Doug from Thor Ragnarok and Drax. The origin of Drax's character and his history is fairly unknown, except for the dismal moment when he shares that Ronan the Accuser murdered his wife and daughter. This made fans wonder more about Drax and who he really is. This fan theory makes a pretty sly connection between Drax and Doug from Thor Ragnarok, and that may be the answer. Korg constantly speaks about Doug, who died in the Grandmaster's arena. In an animated series, Drax fights as a gladiator where the prize is the opportunity to serve Ronan, which would allow him to get revenge on his enemy. This theory says that Drax protects his identity by changing his name to Doug and wearing armor. This may create more questions than answers, but don't you think Drax looks skeptically similar to Doug?
You know, for me at the time, I was just kind of making up fun stuff to put in the collector's museum, and I didn't know how seriously people were going to take the Easter eggs, so...
Cryptic director messages. James Gunn loves to drop hints to the mass amounts of Guardians fans, and of course, us fans in return love him for it. In a random tweet when Gunn was working on Volume 3, he posted a photo of this old Quasar VCR from his childhood. But if you look closer, the VCR says Quasar on the side. Let's be real, this is from James Gunn. Fans knew there was a deeper meaning to his madness, as there always is. A very pointed guess was born out of this social media post, which theorized that the superhero Wendell Vaughn Quasar would appear in the next film. Come on now, we all know Gunn did that on purpose, but is he leading us astray only to shock us with something different in the film? That could be a potential distraction, but isn't it more fun to lead fans to the excitement their theory was right? We sure hope that's how Gunn is thinking.
Then Thanos, I'm coming for you.
Ronan's resurrection. In the original Guardians of the Galaxy, the theories poured in. One of them suggested that Ronan may return. As we all know, the evil dude was consumed by the energy of the Power Stone some time ago, which would suggest that the stone doesn't only destroy things, but consume them, leaving us to believe Ronan could return, seeking vengeance. Who would possibly have the powers to bring him back out of the consuming energy of the stone if he really isn't destroyed? His nemesis, Thanos. Ronan did betray Thanos, but fans are theorizing that Thanos could bring Ronan back as a sort of last word. If Thanos brings Ronan back, that makes an obvious statement to Ronan that he is more powerful and can just as easily put him back to where he brought him out of.
I will hunt my father like a dog and I will tear him apart slowly. piece by piece, until he knows some semblance of the profound and unceasing pain I know every single day.
Nebula is Supergiant. This theory came about from a Reddit user, Captain Funktastic, who made up this observation. He says, Marvel just unveiled statues of Thanos, Corvus, Proxima, Ebony, and Kull, but not Supergiant. He makes a good point. Why are all these big bad guys revealed but not Supergiant? In Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, we learned that Thanos wants to perfect Nebula to become as good as his other daughter, Gamora. It is theorized that Thanos will stop at nothing and use the Infinity Gauntlet to turn Nebula into Supergiant in Volume 3. In addition, the Black Order is now titled The Children of Thanos. Nebula is Thanos' daughter. We wonder how Nebula feels about this. She did seem to make a switch to the good side, but perhaps the powers of her murderous Titan father has won her back. This theory makes too much sense to ignore, and we're afraid it may just be true.
Let's talk about this plan of yours. I think it's good, except it sucks. So let me do the plan, and that way it might be really good. Wow.
No matter what happens in the next installment of these brilliant Marvel films, we'll be sitting on the edge of our seats. What did you think was the most spot-on fan theory revealed? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe to Screen Rant below for more awesome videos like this.